Hello there! This is LEGO Dynasty, and today I'm bringing you guys my review of the LEGO Star Wars Spider Tank. This set number 75361 comes with 526 pieces and is rated ages 9 and up. Now this set retails in the United States for $49.99 and in Canada for $64.99. Now without further ado, let's kick off this review starting with the box. Now, of course, this set is based off of the Mandalorian Season 3, particularly a scene where Din Djarin is actually captured and Grogu has to go and get Bo-Katan in order to save the Mandalorian. So, of course, with that being said, this set is missing a couple of key aspects from that particular scene. However, this does seem to be more on Disney or Lucasfilm's end of not providing that information to LEGO, which prevented this set from truly showing what was actually happening in the scene, which is a little bit disappointing. But again, you have to sort of assume, especially since this set was announced literally a few days after the scene appeared in the show, it really seems likely that the LEGO group only was given the concept art and told that Bo-Katan, Grogu, and Din Djarin would be involved in the scene and was given no other information. That being said, the box art still looks pretty good. You obviously have the orange strip to represent the Mandalorian, which is uniform with what we see in Hasbro Black Series lineup, which is nice to see. It's definitely something that Disney has advocated the companies do in order to differentiate. You obviously have Bo-Katan Kryze on the top there with her hairpiece, which looks nice. And you can see Din Djarin and Bo-Katan and Grogu battling with the spider tank. Now in this set you get 3 minifigures, well, I guess technically 2.5 if you even want to call Grogu half, but you get the minifigures as you can see here, including Din Djarin, the Mandalorian, including his newer face print that first appeared in the UCS Razor Crest, great arm printing and leg printing. Like overall this is an outstanding minifigure, just one that we've still gotten quite often and isn't really changed other than the new helmet print and the face print, and of course the new Darksaber, which is a piece that I'm not even sure is actually brand new. It might be newer for the Mandalorian, but I believe it's been used in other LEGO sets. But still, it's a little bit more accurate than what we were getting, obviously, with a silver hilt and black blade. But definitely, when you see what Ninjago, for instance, gets with all the constant brand new molds, I definitely wish LEGO went out of their way to make a really nice Darksaber rather than what they made. But this is still better than what we had in the past, and it's obviously also not entirely new. We saw it in the previous set, the TIE Interceptor versus Fang Fighter set, so it's not like this is brand new, though at the time, I believe, when the set was first announced, this was our first look at the Darksaber prior to the TIE Interceptor and Fang Fighter being released, as we saw images of this set prior to that set, if I remember correctly. He also has, of course, a LEGO pistol, which is pretty nice, taking off the head to reveal his back printing as well, which again is pretty standard, but still really excellent looking on Din Djarin there. Next up, we have Grogu, or Baby Yoda, of course. Nothing different about this character. Nothing has changed in the years since this character was introduced. And that's probably the most disappointing factor of this, is definitely feels like they could make some minor improvements or find something to change about him. Either give him slightly different printing, update the printing, or I don't know. Like, obviously, until Grogu starts to actually show growth and start to look more like Yoda, like an adolescent Yoda, this is what we're going to be stuck with, probably for the next little while, unless there's a time skip in The Mandalorian Season 4 or something. So, definitely, I feel like I'm just getting a bit fatigued with this version of Baby Yoda, but still, definitely important that it was included in this set. Next up, we have the highlight of the set minifigure-wise, and that is Bo-Katan. This is an updated version of what we received in the Mandalorian Starfighter set. This is, of course, from Mandalorian Season 3, but is definitely a vastly superior figure to what we got from the Clone Wars version. The incredible arm printing and leg printing, but really the arm printing, I think, really sells this figure. And then as well, of course, you can see with a double-sided face print, you're also given a hairpiece that is definitely a lot more accurate to how she looks, I think, in the show. And overall, I think works quite well for the character. Of course, she also has the jetpack that can be removed to reveal the back printing as well, which again looks really fantastic. Just, of course, is hidden by the jetpack, looking like that. And then we'll just turn the other head around just to give you a good look at that. And looks excellent with her more angered. Of course, we don't see her in fighting position too often without her helmet, though there was a few scenes in Mandalorian Season 3, I guess. But still, very nice face print. Realize I almost forgot to show off the manual. Of course, rendered image definitely doesn't take anything from building experience, but previously would have been the box art just reprinted onto this, and is definitely more preferred in my opinion. And something I think is sort of notable is there's been a lot of sets in the past that they used to always include advertisement in the back of manuals, and this set does include advertisement, which I do think is a bit notable. You have some of the newer sets like the Yavin 4, the Yoda Starfighter, 332nd Battle Pack, and even the Spider Tank Droid, which is shown twice, which I think is kind of funny, as you can see here. It's very interesting that they did that, but they haven't included advertisements in all their manuals in the past little while, I found, so somewhat notable that they are making sort of a comeback in a way, and we'll definitely have to see how many sets typically get them, if it's only in expensive sets, or if it's just at random. I guess we'll have to wait and see. And of course, almost forgot about the extra pieces as well. As you can see, left with some nice extra pieces there with the blaster. Also given an extra, basically a full darksaber. You have the sort of blade and then also the hilt included as extras. And taking a look at the Spider Tank Droid, this is definitely really nicely designed. And really, its only glaring issue is the omission of what we see in the show, which is the sort of Grievous like spider droid type thing that we see control it. And the weird thing is, it does seem like it almost has a spot for them to fit in, like they knew something was controlling it, but they didn't exactly know what, because they sort of leave it open in the middle there that they theoretically probably could have stuffed something inside, but obviously there's nothing to put inside. Now, what's really fun is you do have some torque with the set, I guess is the best term. So you can press down and it's going to stay very solid. You don't have too much opposability of these legs. You can move them to the side a little bit. I definitely wish there was a way to, you know, sort of show it better of it moving. Like, I sort of view it like if you were to film this in like stop motion. I think it's going to be very hard to do that with this sort of vehicle, just because you can't really move the legs to make it look like it's moving towards you, and that's something I sort of wish wasn't as a feature. Now, you are given the ability to move the arms slightly. It is this sort of stationary piece, as you can see, but you can move it to the side, and then of course you can also move the claw arms where you can fit in your characters like they've been captured, like so. And you can sort of reenact slightly what happens in the show. Of course, there's also meant to be sort of a, I guess, a roasting pit cage that Din Djarin's supposed to be in. Again, that seems likely that the Lucasfilm group or Disney themselves just didn't give the LEGO group enough information for them to include that in this set. And but that's us sort of giving them the benefit of the doubt there. But it does seem kind of likely, because they wanted to have these sets, you know, sort of announced as they appeared in the show, which means they were probably given the concept art long in advance before perhaps they even decided to include some of these factors in the show, for all we know. Still, I think this thing looks absolutely menacing, especially when you look at it from the front angle, like with the red studs to represent the eyes. I think it just looks really creepy, and it's a really fun build. Now, one of the main functionalities is you are given the ability to push this piece up or pull it up, and then it has the stud shooters, which is pretty nice. You can sort of have him battle Bo-Katan in the air and try and shoot her down, essentially, which is kind of nice. The only thing that's sort of annoying is these sort of triggers are on the bottom, so you have to sort of, if you have bigger hands, you're going to have to lift it up higher, which, I mean, if Bo-Katan is standing or flying right over it, I mean, she's going to be attacking from the side, and it's a minor thing. Like, obviously, if you have smaller hands or fingers and or are a kid, etc., you're probably not going to have that issue. But still something somewhat notable. And as well, you can't pull it up and then turn to 360. It is stationary like this and can only go up all the way. It can't go and face the other way either. Still, I think this is a pretty decent feature. Just I think it could have had some slight improvements to make it even better for play. Overall, the Spider Tank droid is a pretty strong LEGO Star Wars playset, and definitely has some great minifigures included. If you haven't managed to somehow get a Din Djarin or Mandalorian or Grogu, then this set is probably going to be very popular for you at its price point. In addition, Bo-Katan is absolutely the biggest standout in this set, and is definitely a must-have for any LEGO Star Wars collectors or fans. I definitely think that figure is going to be incredibly popular. It's definitely an excellent minifigure. Obviously, I expect, in the future they'll keep doing Bo-Katan. It's not like investment figures. However, it wouldn't surprise me if she ends up being included in more expensive sets down the line, if they, depending on what we see with Season 4 lineup or any other sets they go back and remake or do from previous seasons. But overall, I think this character is absolutely outstanding. Like, I'll just show it off again. Like, this is just an absolutely fantastic minifigure, and it's definitely one of my favorite LEGO minifigures that I have, and it's just really, really nice looking. Is the best way to put it. The tank itself is a fun little build. Definitely had fun building it. It's very interesting and intricate in how they managed to do it, and has some nice torque. Like, it's very sturdy. You're not gonna worry about it breaking apart on you by pushing too much force on it. Just some minor grievances about, not being able to oppose the legs as much as I would have liked. And obviously, some of the omissions that, again, I'm giving LEGO the benefit of the doubt. Normally I wouldn't, but in this case, I really feel like this was more on Disney and Lucasfilm not giving LEGO enough information on the scene that they were making, which prevented this set from truly being a top-tier playset. Even with the omissions of the Spider Tank droid and the sort of cage that Din Djarin should be in, I still think this is a great set and a great, overall, really good representation of what we see in that scene. With that being said, that's all my opinion. Let me know your guys' thoughts on the LEGO Star Wars Spider Tank in the comments down below. Are you guys fans of this set, or have you picked it up already? What are your thoughts on the Bo-Katan minifigure? Please leave a like and subscribe if you have enjoyed, and have a great day, everyone.